premise of a written constitution would not be disturbed.
We get all our respect. Jeff, take me away. Jeffrey, take me away.
Is people. It's smart people.
The person you're quoting made
competitors in the space now we're at.
Well, there are two groups of competitors. Our big competition is in the physical world. So online is still so small. It's retail sales worldwide are a $5 trillion market. And online is less than 1% of that. It's very, very tiny today. So you don't want to take sales away from online competitors just because there isn't that much sales to take away. So you look at all the sales are in the physical world. So that's where the dollars are. That's where you need to focus your primary competitive energy. You look at online companies not because you want to get their sales, but because sometimes you might be able to learn from them. I mean, they're watching customers too, hopefully, and so you need to see what they're doing. How are they innovating? What are they thinking of? What kind of lessons can we learn from that and incorporate it into doing things the way we do things? Rarely, by the way, have I seen it successful online to do direct copies of things. Usually you get some inspiration from something, but then you have to kind of make it your own and make it be part of doing things the way we do things for our customers. And then once you're in the physical world, the big competitors is a different one for every category. So we would look at, Best Buy in electronics is our top competitor, Best Buy in the physical world, Barnes & Noble in books, and you can go right down the line in every category. And it's usually the kind of the selection-intensive, superstore type competitor defined by category. Yes.
So as far as the business of web services is questioned, I kind of imagine there's a fair amount of money to be made from the information that Amazon generates and is able to collect from consumers. For example, I know many product designers, for baby toys, go to Amazon, they look up their customer reviews and figure out how people feel about it. And I'm wondering,
I love to read and write every day. I'm an intellectual heavyweight. I remember talking about intellectual debates every day. I know other languages like French, mwah, French kiss, mwah, long kiss, mwah. Carrying me away is far-fetched. It's the most far-fetched. I never die, I'm alive. Music, Jeff, take me away.
I think your brother would recognize that.
Here's what I'm worried about, and that is not only the unrevealability justice.
I'm making moolah, Françoise.
Use the web services from Amazon, sort of trying to resell it, repackage it, sort of how do you guys react? Sort of what's that interplay like?
The answer is right now you have to try and use the web services as part of our associates program. So there's a contract you sign when you sign up to get a developer token. There's some rules, and one of the things you cannot do is download the data and repackage it for the sort of purposes that you're talking about. And you can't cache the data. There's several things that because the data is valuable. We don't want you just to write a program that sucks all the data out and then then it's your data. That can't be. But if you're playing by the rules of being an associate, you can invent a lot of cool stuff. You own that stuff. You read the contract. You own your application and the things you build on top of it. We just reserve the right to kind of take the data back. Yeah, do some more down here in front.
So looking to the non-desktop world, I guess you could define it as
the non-which world?
Non-desktop.
Non-desktop. Yeah.
What's from a technology perspective? What's uniquely interesting about that world that makes you want to keep pumping dollars, earning dollars into it, or perhaps is it not?
So the question is the mobile wireless world interesting?
Presentation, logic, how to do people watch things too small.
Right. I think the answer is that world is not very interesting today, with the exception of Japan, where for whatever reason it's worked a lot better and people are willing to the real problem is the devices. So the devices have very small input device, very small output device.
Time to read some of the U.S. Constitution. In case of the removal of the president from office or of his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of the said office, the same shall devolve on the vice president, and the Congress may by law provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or ability both of the vice of the president and the vice president, declaring what officer shall then act as president, and such officer shall act accordingly until the disability be removed or a president shall be elected. Jeff, take me away.
Unfortunately, that should be the end of the judicial branch.
Nice. And as we get to see
Kwame
better
did time mandatory.
pads, that, like this is a great device.
So did Jamal.
For doing email, this is now my most valuable. I give it myself. And that you will see devices of this sort of form factor.
You ain't did time in a psychiatric hospital like me.
That have decent color screens with enough resolution, so you can actually look at enough data to actually do something on the web. Right now, if you're using your cell phone to do things on the web, you're like, hitting the 3 key 3 times to get a particular. I mean, it's just bad. It's a bad customer experience. It's the best you can do, perhaps.
And the Marshal Service
Section 2.
enforce your judgments.
The president shall be
You're gonna name a service after me?
during the term
I like it. They have, but isn't that the crux
for
of
this
the problem?
purpose shall consist of
Bring on
the
iron
United States.
We are supplanting our.
No person, the president, shall be commander-in-chief of the Army and Navy of the United States
I predict.
and of the militia of the several states when called into the actual service of the United States.
A degree of legitimacy.
He may
because you have no
require
skin
the
in the
opinion
game.
in writing.
Every other
United States, he may require the opinion and writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective officers, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. He shall have powers by and with the vice and consent of the Senate to make treaties, provided 2/3 of the senators present concur, and he shall nominate, and by with the vice and consent of the Senate shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court. All the billionaire females give me consent to love them and have sex with them. Jeff, take me away.
And which shall be established by law.
I love you, Miss Melinda French Davis.
Made by law.
But that stuff will get better, and that's a pretty big deal. The thing that's a bigger deal in the shorter term is more people get into this.
Francoise, I know I'm bringing
It's not
home
even
his
the
hand.
extra bandwidth that you get at home. It's the fact that you can leave your computer on. I think the
I'll
thing
be
that will
making our
happen
way.
next is that people will have multiple computers in their home. So you already see that starting to happen. One of our best-selling electronics products for years has been wireless routers. A lot of people installing 802.11 networks in their home, and it completely changes your behavior when you get 2 or 3 or 4 computers in your house instead of sort of one in the office or one in the bedroom or whatever it is. So when you look at your average household,